India or the world you are joining in? Mumbai, Maharashtra. Sanika is from Mumbai. Okay. What about others? Okay. Good afternoon, Divya, Mohit, Sanika, Sayali, Shivangi, Shravanti, Sumer, Swati, Dr. Mehnaz, and Kadir. Thank you everyone for joining in. So time is 2 o'clock. We'll begin in just a moment from now. Nagarjun, please confirm if you are here.
Hi, sir. I can hear now. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
perfect.
you.
Thank you. So, perfect. So we are here. Technically, everything is working fine, and our guests have joined. So good afternoon, everyone. And I'm your host, Manoj Kumar Yadav. I welcome you all to today's session on importance of Materiovigilance for patients. Now, this is completely a new term, and I came to know about this only a few days back when I spoke to Nagarjun, my good friend and today's speaker. So Nagarjun, he has done his MPharm pharmacology, and he's currently a senior medical safety and reporting specialist at Alcon. He comes with more than 9 years of experience in pharmacovigilance. He started his career with GSK as a medical business associate and got promoted he promoted GSK brands to healthcare professionals, doctors, and pharmacy and nursing professionals. He then joined the flagship program of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, that is IPC, where he worked as a patient safety pharmacovigilance associate in drugs, vaccines, devices monitoring, and then he joined Bioclinica as a senior drug safety associate. So currently he is a senior safety specialist at Alcon, and he takes care of Materiovigilance. That is what he's going to talk about it today. And he'll help us understand what Materiovigilance is all about and how it is connected to pharmacovigilance. You know, pharmacovigilance is in a huge demand, and every pharmacist you speak today wants to get into pharmacovigilance. So let's understand how Materiovigilance today can help us, and it is also similar to pharmacovigilance and has better career prospects, because thanks to medical devices, thanks to COVID, we have so many medical devices which have come in place. So our good friend Nagarjun, also a pharmacist, is a proud pharmacist, and he'll help us understand what is all about Materiovigilance and how it can affect or provide opportunities for pharmacy professionals at large. So thank you, Nagarjun, for joining in and helping us to continue this learning journey. We do this every Saturday at 2 p.m. And I welcome you to take the control of the entire session, and you're most welcome to guide us about today's session. You can unmute and talk. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the brief introduction about me. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Manoj sir, because he has given me such a good opportunity where I can interact with the people, that to pharmacists or other healthcare professionals who are really interested to know about the Materiovigilance. And when coming into the topic, a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for making some time to attend and learning something new topics, which is really helps in the terms of our career wise. At the same time, we are as a healthcare professional, we are responsible for the patient safety related activities. So with this, I would like to share my screen. Just give me a second, guys. I will share my screen.
Yeah, perfect. All you need to do is in PowerPoint mode. Yeah, full screen. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for confirming, sir. So guys, so we today, believe me guys, today something you are going to learn about the Materiovigilance. Most of us may get there some idea from our seniors or any other conferences about pharmacovigilance. And today we are going to see some basics, how exactly the Materiovigilance, what are the different types of things which will comes under the Materiovigilance, how they are classified into the medical devices and all. So today the content of the topic which I can tell you already, my introduction has covered by Manoj sir. So other things are, what are the patient safety related activities which are existed in the.
Nagarjun, sorry to interrupt. We'd like to have your story from your own mouth. So please tell it
Okay. Okay.
in your own
Is,
words. Thank you.
is it okay? Sure. Thank you, sir. Then I will go ahead about that as well. And various types of patient safety related activities. After that, what is the aims and objectives of this material vigilance? Because we know that each and every object thing which whatever we are doing, it should be some aim and some objective should be there. Then medical devices, how they are classified into different types of medical devices, we will get to know. And what are the required qualifications which are required to work in the material vigilance. And once we'll start our career in a material vigilance, what type of job responsibilities we are going to do to make better patient safety related activities in terms of medical devices. Then we will also see some basic differences between the material vigilance and pharmacovigilance. So what is exactly both are different, why there is a separate programs for the both at, and when it will come to the why we need to choose the vigilance activities as a patient safety after doing any healthcare professional courses, and what are the different types of opportunities, where are the organizations, how they are entering into the India, that to how growth of material vigilance especially in the India is going to be, how the our future, and what are the different types of projects are coming into the India. That is also we are going to see about that. After that, we are very happy, me and Manoj sir, to answer any of your questions. We can discuss each other and we will learn together. So when it will come to the my story, is I have done my masters of MPharm in pharmacology from the Bangalore Karnataka College of Pharmacy. After that, I have started my professional call experience as a GSK. It's a good pharmaceutical organization where I have worked as a medical business associate, where I can promote the GSK brands to the doctors. It's a kind of medical representative, I can say simply, to understand more easily. After that, I have get an opportunity to join a flagship program, that is Pharmacovigilance Program of India, which is conducted by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission with the help of Central Drug Standard Control Organization, that is CDSCO, our Indian regulatory authority. From there again, I worked for around 3 years, where I have learned so many things, because Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, Pharmacovigilance Program of India, or collaborated with the WHO, World Health Organization. And there I got an opportunity. I learned so many things about the pharmacovigilance. Not only pharmacovigilance, there I worked in the hemovigilance, material vigilance, and especially vaccines also, adverse events following immunization. So many things I learned from the program where I have worked in the Pharmacovigilance Program of India. From there again, I shifted to the private organizations for pharmacovigilance of Bioclinica. Then again from Bioclinica, I got an opportunity to learn more about devices, medical devices, how really we are working to get the adverse events of medical devices. So that's all about my professional and educational qualifications. I hope we can now. I am going to share the next slide. So I think something happened to slides.
Yeah, it is on the contents page yet. Could you
Yeah.
just stop and try resharing one more
Yes.
time? If you're on the slideshow mode, you can continue moving to the next page
Yeah, that's what.
by keeping the down arrow. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. So guys, by seeing this picture, you might have been remember we'll see in movies and all, smoking and alcohol are injurious to health. From this particular slide, I will say along with the smoking and alcohol, pharmaceutical substances and medical devices and even natural extracts also, which are also injurious to health. Hope everybody will agree with me, or is there any other thing which you won't agree with me that as they are not injurious to health. They're in the market for to protect the patients.
Participants can always put in the chat box, or if you want to interact, you can raise
Yeah,
your virtual hand and we'll allow you to mute.
so I'll just take a pause of 1 minute so that if anybody is like to speak. Agree. Thank you, Alicia, as well. The people who are really so if they are harmful and we know that they're causing some injuries to the patients, still why we are marketing? It's again, it's all of us know that it's again based on the risk and benefit ratio. So thanks for that, the good interaction team. And moving to the next slide. So today we are going to learn about, there are many things in the patient safety related activities: pharmacovigilance, hemovigilance, materiovigilance, adverse events following immunization, veterinary pharmacovigilance, cosmetopharmacovigilance, ecopharmacovigilance. Just I will tell you what exactly the definitions are, what we are going to see in each and every type of vigilance activities. Pharmacovigilance means many of us know, which is identification of adverse drug reactions because of the pharmaceutical substances or drugs. We will also call as a drugs. Come to the hemovigilance. Hemovigilance means the adverse events which are coming because of the blood and blood products. You might be wondering how the blood and blood products might be giving some or other kind of adverse events. We are donating blood, and there some patients may require the transplant transfusion of the blood. Even especially if you remember dengue season, there are 2 years back there was a dengue cases so much. That time there were patients used to get the platelet transfusions. So what type of reactions when that there is a transfusion or when they are donating the blood, each and everything we will be monitoring under the hemovigilance. Next, when it comes to the material vigilance as today's core topic, I will discuss more about in the coming slides. Here we will see about the adverse events which are because of the medical devices. Next, when coming to the adverse events following immunization, it means the adverse events or adverse drug reactions which are because of the vaccines. Most of us know, even after COVID has come, each and everybody is more interested on vaccines, and they know about vaccine, COVID vaccine. They have to take 2 doses and all. So after taking the doses, if you ask me, there are, when the COVID vaccine has come into the market, there are people searched, one of the major search in Google engine is adverse effects because of the COVID vaccine. So that much awareness has come into the place where because of the COVID as well. Previously, nobody is caring about the adverse events. Somebody will say drugs will not cause adverse drug reactions. Even doctors are least bothered about. Now, the another one is veterinary pharmacovigilance, where because of the drugs which are using for the veterinary purpose, the while treating the animals like buffaloes, dogs, cats and all, is there any adverse drug reactions which are going to impact the humans? Suppose we are giving some injections to the animal, by mistakenly it has entered into the human being. So if it is happens like that, if something will happen, how the patient can be treated? And if some kind of adverse drug reactions which are coming to the animals which are going to get treatment from the some drugs, there we are going to learn about the veterinary pharmacovigilance. Next, cosmetopharmacovigilance. By name itself, we know that there are many cosmetics which are daily by daily or routine life. Also, we will use many of the cosmetics like deodorants, talcum powders, cold sunscreen lotions, or cold creams. All are comes under the cosmetopharmacovigilance, especially chlorofluorocarbons. Previously, they used to put in the deodorants. Now they have banned that. Don't put that chlorofluorocarbons because they're causing some kind of cancerous causing chemicals are there. So they have stopped to don't put that particular things which are there in the deodorant sprays, aerosol sprays, I can say pharmacologically. Then next, the another type of vigilance activity is eco-pharmacovigilance. Might be you guys are wondering, these many types are there. Eco-pharmacovigilance, it's a good interesting thing about to know. Previously, frankly, I don't know about eco-pharmacovigilance. Once I have attended the conference where I got this particular topic from one particular professor. There he was sharing. It is not there in conference as well. It is in the general discussion I got to know about this. Because we know that most of us, we are many of the people are after marrying, they want to do their family planning. They used to use the oral contraceptives. Because of the oral contraceptives usages, the drug will go into the biological system, then it will excrete, obviously, that each and everybody knows that. So after that excretion, that excreted chemicals of estrogen is going and mixing in the water. From there, it is going to the river, seas, and all. There, because of that particular estrogen, which is coming from the oral contraceptives, which is going and affecting on the fishes. There was a good research study. This was done by Lund University in Sweden. They have done so much of research on that. So that particular estrogen is causing male fish to develop the eggs. Because of that, feminized fishes are developing more and more, which is affecting the ecology. So that much of severity is there. We will use like anything. We will use whenever there is a requirement, we will use. But how much of impact it is there in the environment also, it is going to be read about that. So that is called as eco-pharmacovigilance, which is a good, interesting thing. If you can search in Google also, you'll get some information about the eco-pharmacovigilance. So with this, there are many types of vigilance activities I covered here. Now we will directly, I will give you a pause. If anybody wanted to add anything, or shall I continue? The way of speed is fine for you to able to understood. Please let me know.
Yes, participants, please start interacting. It is always better. Okay, Rajat says, please continue. Thank you, Rajat. Sanika, yes, fine, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, thanks for that. Then I will proceed to core topic.
So everybody is able to follow you. You're explaining very in a very simple way. So go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, participants. Then, so what are the different types of aims and objectives of the pharmacovigilance? Materiovigilance. Sorry, guys, I used to be the word pharmacovigilance. So aims. What first aim is to improve the patient safety. Whatever the thing, which might be drug, which might be cosmetic, which might be device, or whatever it might be, we are using for our patient safety purpose, because we are suffering with one or other particular abnormalities in the biological system. To cure that, we are taking some drug or medical device. So for that, we always request the patient safety. Once, if they are causing any kind of adverse events, adverse drug reactions, then that information should be evident based information. Otherwise, who will trust us? I am telling that this particular device is causing this particular event, don't take. So definitely people will ask, how can you say that? How can you prove that? So there should be a document, evidence based information should be there. There should be a research, like causality assessment we will call in the pharmacovigilance. So based on the causality assessment, we will assess the case and we will finalize this particular drug is caused this particular adverse event. At the same time, because of this evidence information, how it is impacting on the patient safety means, if we'll give this some evidence based information to the regulatory authorities, like example I can say, for India CDSCO, for USA FDA, European Union. So if we'll give evidence based information to the regulatory agencies, they can take good decisions about the drug. Sometimes it is not always that we need to be ban the drug, because our aim is not to ban the drug always. Sometimes the adverse effects also will be beneficial to the patients. So it is important for us. So that is the reason, whatever the thing it might be which is causing adverse effect, so we will inform to the regulatory authorities so that evidence based information can be gathered. So when it will come to the medical devices, you might have been seen so much of pharmacovigilance histories and all. So again, I don't want to go to the history part. So how the medical devices from the recent years, what was happened, how the material vigilance has come into the picture, then our regulatory agencies has taken decisions it is important to identify, we need to monitor the medical devices as also. So in Puducherry, there is 8 minutes of power cut has killed the 3 patients. You might be wondering, because of power cut, the patient has died. What is the problem with the drug or device? So here what was happened was there is a 8 minute power cut in the dial hospital of one of the particular hospital in Puducherry. There the patients are undergoing dialysis. Because of that particular power cut, as the 3 patients are undergoing the dialysis process, in between the process there was a power cut. So because of that power cut, the dialysis machine has stopped working, and because of that the patient has died. So you might be wondering, there will be a generators. So how it can be happen means, because of the medical device abnormal function here, which is called as a malfunction, we will call in the medical devices. Usually whenever there is a power cut, whenever they are designing any medical device, there should be some backup power would be there. Usually dialysis machines, as per the this particular research, they told that 20 minutes backup power will be there in the medical device. This is the manufacturer instructions given to the users, whoever the users, which might be patients, which might be healthcare professionals in the hospitals. So they are given some instructions that 20 minutes backup power will be there. Suppose if by while dialysis is undergoing, in between that there might be a power cut. If it is power cut also, there will be a 20 minutes of continuous supply should be supplied from the medical device itself, the dialysis unit itself. It has to continue the power. But because of the abnormal or malfunction of that particular device, even that backup power was not able to generate in the machine. Because of that, 3 people had killed. I mean, kill means they have died. So which is the malfunctions of the device. See how the medical device has affected to the patient. So that there you can understood about the how the medical devices can contribute at the adverse events to the patients. Similarly, there are 4 infants which are there in the incubator, maybe because of the premature delivery or because of any other abnormal things. After delivery of the infants, they'll keep in the incubators. So in the incubators, inside their incubators, there might be, because of the shortcut also, there are infants has been died, which is also because of the malfunctions of the device. It should not happens. If it is happens, then no one is interested to keep our infants in the incubators. So these are the some of the examples where I can tell you the real examples for the medical devices adverse events. So similarly, Johnson & Johnson, many young patients were affected by the faulty hip implants, which are there in the hip region, which is caused this so much of adverse events. And about coronary stents also, 50% of the manufactured devices has got one or other type of adverse events in the patients. So these are the some of the classical examples where the medical devices also can contribute to the patient's adverse events. So these are the some of the history behind the material vigilance. Hope it is clear. Now we will see what is medical device. As it is a big definition, guys. What is medical device? Because medical devices has many things. Medical device means any instrument, apparatus, or appliance, or software which is running the medical device, which is also comes under the medical device only, or any other materials, articles, whether used alone or in combination. Sometimes what will happen, we need to use 2 or 3 medical devices together to continue the procedures, whatever the procedure it might be. So this all 3 medical devices also comes under this what is the medical device definition only. So which is used for the diagnosis or prevention or monitoring or treatment part. And also, example, if you burn cements or hip replacement things, even condoms, surgical gloves. Even after COVID, many of us are using the face mask. Before also, face masks will be comes under the medical devices only. So this what is medical devices means, which is an instrument or apparatus or any kind of material which is used for the diagnosis, prevention, or monitoring of the treatment, monitoring of the abnormal or biological functions, I can say. So that is the definition, classical definition of the medical device. So now we will see how the classification of medical devices. So there are many medical devices, how they have classified into medical devices, why they are classified. Based on the medical devices are classified based on their risk and what purpose they are using. So I will go to the classification now. So the classification of medical devices as per our Indian Regulatory Authority, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, we have classified devices into 4 types: class A, class B, C, and D. So which is how they are classified means based on the risk levels. There is no low risk levels which will comes under the class A. As the class 1 is increasing, or class 2 is more risk than the class 1. Class 3 is having more risk than the class 1 and 2. This is how they have classified. Here if you see, class A drugs comes under the thermometer. Example, I have mentioned one device for each and every classification. Class B, which are involving the medium risk, that is hypodermic needles. Class C, devices which are involving moderate to high risk, the ventilators, which are keep as our lungs and biological system is not able to function properly. So class D devices involving the high risk, especially the stents, the implantable devices which are there in the biological system for some period of time or throughout our lifelong. So they may cause different types of, the risk will be more for those devices. Those devices which will comes under the class D. Class 1, class 2A, class 2B, and class 3. When it will come to the alphabetical, class A, B, C, and D as per our Indian Regulatory Authority. Similarly, all authorities has given similar kind of classifications. The names might be different, that's it. If you see US FDA, class 1 they are calling low risk elastic bandages, gloves, adult incontinence pads and all. Then when it will come to the medium risk, catheters, dialyzers, pistons, syringes, needles, infusion pumps, bone fixation screws, blood pressure kits. When they coming to the class 3 high risk devices are pacemakers, dental lasers, heart valves. These all are the classification of as per the United States Food and Drug Administration. If you see any types of classification, I will go to the next slide. So there is a Canada classification, US, European Union. Based on the risk only they have classified here. You can see here. The up arrow indicates the risk from class 1 to class 3. Even Canada has classified into class 1, 2, 3, 4. The risk will be more. So this is how we have classified the medical devices into different categories based on the risk. Now we have understood about what is medical device, how it is classified. Now how we will get to know that this particular medical device has given the complaint? I mean, we can call as a complaint. Usually in pharmacovigilance, we'll call as an individual case safety report. Here also we can call as ICSR. But again, it is depends upon the consumer or reporter who is reporting the about the drug or device. So what is complaint? How we need to be monitor? How we need to be assessed? A malfunction or deterioration in the characteristics of the performance of the device. Here I will say example, classical example. When I was working in Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, I used to work in one hospital. There will be a ward called thalassemia ward. There people throughout their lifelong, every 3 months they have to come and they need to take the blood transfusion. So while taking the blood transfusion, one particular day, they have identified that there are 3 patients who has got the chills and fever after the blood transfusion. So they have reported to us, and we have taken the forms, everything we have filled. We have started the investigation. The next day, what was happened? Similar kind of reactions has been shown to the 2 other patients as well. So we were thinking about, is there any problem with the blood bank, or while collecting the blood or while storing the blood, is something it might be happened because of that patient is getting the chills and fever. But on second day also the patients has got the similar kind of reactions. But where we identified one interesting thing was on the second day, one patient's transfusion has been completed within 10 minutes. Full packet of blood has been transfused within 10 minutes. Then the nurse has informed us that the transfusion has completed within 10 minutes. Then we got another interesting thing about there, whenever they are doing the blood transfusion, they will keep one flow regulator. Is this much amount of the blood should be transfused this much of time. So when we check that regulators, the flow regulators, they are having the malfunctions actually. The flow regulator is not controlling the transfusion of the blood properly. Because of that, blood transfusion is going very fast. Because of that, patients are going to get the adverse events. So if you observe here, there is a malfunction of the device which is caused the adverse event. So the malfunction of the device is flow regulator is not working properly. When it will come to the adverse events, chills and fever and some kind of hypersensitivity reactions also will be developed if we'll neglect that. So that is called as a malfunction. Hope it is cleared. What is malfunction? Instead of telling the definitions, better to give classical examples so that it will be easy to understood. Then is there any unanticipated adverse reactions or unanticipated side effects which is coming? As the same example, we can chills and fever, hypersensitivity reactions, then interactions with other substances or products. What is there any? We used to know drug interactions. Similarly, there might be one device also may cause the problems to the other devices. Then degradation or destructions of the devices. Next, inaccuracy in the labeling, instructions for use, promotional materials. Inaccuracy in the labeling also very much important, especially whenever they're taking the contact lenses or intraocular lenses. We used to go to the ophthalmologist and we will take some kind of specs or laser treatment, or if there develops any cataract, then we will put some intraocular lens. If that particular intraocular lens box is mislabeled than the power which is required to the patient, again after implanting the intraocular lens for the cataract patients, the label is missed, then their vision will be not going to be get corrected. So labeling also very much important. They even the doctors will also, whenever the patient is coming back and complaining that doctor, I got some implant but still my vision is not going to get come back, so please check. Whenever they're doing some research on that particular products, they used to get the information. If something will be there in the label, but when they tested that lens in the respective medical devices, then the power what it is the lens is showing, if it is different, then it is comes under the inaccuracies in the labeling part. So these are the different types of complaints where we can get from the medical devices. Hope it is clear, guys. Moving to
Please
next
type,
slide.
please type CLR if it is clear, or if you have any doubt, please ask. Okay, so Rajat says clear, Sanika says clear, Shivangi says clear. Perfect. Go on. It's
Yeah,
clear.
thank you everyone. So now we will see what are the major differences between the materiovigilance and pharmacovigilance. It's not kind of differences, I can say versus materiovigilance versus pharmacovigilance. In materiovigilance, we used to monitor the medical devices. In pharmacovigilance, we will monitor the drugs. In the materiovigilance, we will also need to be reported the malfunctions. To understand the malfunctions, we need to be know full technology behind the medical device which we are working. So that is also very important. If you see the drugs, there is adverse drug reactions or adverse events of the drug. And in pharmacovigilance, we used to do the causality assessment, whether the drug has shown some or other uh, problems, which is really the drug is causing, or any other biological system problems which are affected to the patient. In the materiovigilance, if the particular medical device is causing this some issue, then the consumer is ready to return that particular sample to the manufacturer Then manufacturers whole and sole responsibility to collect the sample. They have to do the investigation and they have to submit to the health authorities. What is the investigation you have done? What type of sample you have received? How the sample condition? How it is? How many days you have taken to collect the sample? Each and everything will be seen in the material vigilance. Yes, just give me a 30 seconds. I will drink sip of water.
Participants, meantime, I hope you are making notes of these points. Although the recordings of the entire session will be made available to you, you will be getting, yes, Sanika, you'll be getting an email after this session with the recording. But then making notes is always preferred. Please make notes because you'll tend to remember more when you are making notes. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Nagarjun is back, so we'll continue.
So this is the some basic comparisons about material vigilance. What we will do in material vigilance, what we used to do in pharmacovigilance. So now how the regulations of the medical devices, especially in India, there is a program called Material Vigilance Program of India, which is like a pharmacovigilance program of India, which is again controlled and coordinated by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. So medical devices are comes under the schedule R1. For medical devices also, Indian regulatory authorities, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, and medical devices are regulated as drugs via Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and Medical Devices Rules 2017, which came into effect on January 1st, 2018. From the January 1st, 2018, each and every marketing authorization holder of any particular medical device, their whole and sole responsibility to submit the material vigilance adverse events or any kind of malfunctions which is because of the medical devices. So which is again controlled and coordinated by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, but there is a separate programs. So when each and everybody is more interested about how to enter in the medical material vigilance and all, what are the different types of qualifications we required. The similar qualifications like pharmacovigilance, MBBS, MD, pharmacist, bio, nursing students, dental, physiotherapy, life science graduates are eligible to work in this industry, especially in the material vigilance, apart from the normal educational qualifications which are required for the pharmacovigilance. In material vigilance, there will be a biomedical engineers also will be there, and physiotherapists also, they can also work in the material vigilance. Biomedical engineers, they know the technology about the medical devices. So that is the reason they're also very much important in the material vigilance. So they're also eligible to work in the material vigilance. So once we are planning to take material vigilance as our career opportunity, what kind of things we need to do? What is our responsibilities once we will become a material vigilance professionals? Then we will collection of complaints from the different sources. Again, it is depends upon the organization where you are working, how to collect the reports. There some organizations will be there, they will only collect the reports, they'll submit to us. We need to identify that by looking the document, what is the problem which they have reported us, how to correlate it with our particular manufactured device. Then we need to process that particular file in the databases like RSG, Argus, how we will process that particular file in the databases, individual case safety reports, even material vigilance also, we will do the same thing. And we will assess the file, analyze the file, whether the particular report has been complained about the malfunction, or along with the malfunction, whether they have reported any adverse events. If they reported the adverse events, whether they're serious, non-serious, then we need to, if some information is required for us, we need to follow up with the reporter to get the some information. Suppose the patient is telling, I got some kind of infection because of your medical device, then we need to get the more details, what kind of infection you have got, whether it is a serious, or because of that particular infection, is there any additional treatment you have taken, or any additional surgeries you have undergone. Each and everything, that particular information also is required. Then once we'll do all these things, it is our responsibility to inform to the regulatory authorities. Why we need to inform to the regulatory authorities? Because they are the final ones which they can take the final decisions which are related to the patient safety activities. So these are the some of the job responsibilities once we'll choose the material vigilance as a career option. So these are the some of the medical device companies which are there in the top companies, I can say. Metronics, Metronics, it is there in the Hyderabad. Now they are having material vigilance activities. They are also conducting. There are many positions are there, but not now. Even they are even more keenly looking about the biomedical engineers than the other healthcare professionals. Johnson and Johnson, Fresenius, then Essilor, Alcan. I'm working in Alcan. Alcan has started full material vigilance in India. They have stopped all the countries, and full global pharmaco material vigilance they have set up in the India. So these are the some of the medical device companies where we'll get the opportunities to work in this particular industries. So why we need to choose this kind of pharmacovigilance means there is a continuous growth I have seen as I am having around 9 years of experience in this particular vigilance profession. I used to see there are many projects which are coming into the India. The growth will be more. If you ask me, there is a 7% growth, which is some study which is done, even which can help us to grow in our career as well. So why these particular types of things which are coming to the India? Why India offers more growth? Because we have good in IT infrastructure, large number of pharma companies, and moreover, all of us know that we are more pharmacists or any other healthcare professionals are graduating from India. Large number of healthcare professionals are coming, and low operational cost. All of us will have to agree with this because we will give best world class work with the less cost, large number of diseases and qualified manpower. And as per these surveys also, they're telling that India has having um, more adults than in any other country in terms of age group wise. So they will get with the less operational cost, more quality of the work they used to get. So that is the reason many of the companies are coming to the India to implement their work in the terms of cost cutting. At the same time, they'll get the good work. The quality of the work is going to be increased. So where the opportunities are there, as I mentioned, medical device companies like Alcon, contract research organizations like IQA is doing, L&T is doing. In L&T, there are two branches. One in Mysore is there, one in Bangalore. They are working for another companies. Like you guys know what is contract research organizations. They will work for the medical device organizations. Then regulatory authorities, even Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, they will also call for the Material Vigilance Program of India opportunities, CDSCO, FDA, European Union, MHRA. Then Material Vigilance Centers in medical colleges. So medical colleges also they have started the like adverse drug reaction monitoring center. Similarly, they have started the medical device material vigilance program of India. They are also monitoring the medical devices compliance. So these are the where you guys are going to, we will used to get the opportunities from different types of industries. So this is the growth of the similar like pharmacovigilance. The growth will be, we will start as a entry position, then we'll become senior, then we may get into the aggregate reporting, or we may go into the team lead position, or we'll go to the manager, senior manager, director. It is depends upon our choice as well as at the same time as per our interest and our knowledge or learning capacity as well. It will decides us there. So that's all about the material vigilance, which I thought I can share with you, all of you guys. Really, thank you so much for your patience. Hope something you have learned today by attending this webinar. Thank you, Manoj sir. Thank you so much for this giving this wonderful opportunity to interact with the young people.
You are young yourself, Nagarjun.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for that wonderful and simple presentation, which gave us a complete overview of what material vigilance is all about. In fact, I was not aware about of this particular topic a week back, and now at least I know what it is, right? So at least some basics. So we should all know what is happening in the field and what different type of opportunities we have. And the whole reason for me doing this webinars every week is to bring new perspectives in the various type of career opportunities that pharmaceuticals offer us as pharmacy professionals. So we'll take up some questions now from all of you. In case you have some question, you can do two ways. One is you can put in the chat box, or you can raise the virtual hand on Zoom. So I'll unmute you and then you can ask the question directly to Nagarjun. That is the best possible way we do it. We love interacting with you. Just in case you don't want to ask, because I know how pharmacy professionals are, and Nagarjun is always smiling, so he knows well. So in case you don't want to ask yourself, you can just put in the chat box and I'll read the question for you. Okay. So anybody wants to ask question, please raise the hand, virtual hand on Zoom. Otherwise, I'll keep on taking the questions from the chat box. So there is one question from Sanika. What about the different softwares in Materiovigilance?
Yes, Sank, it's a good question. There is a separate databases like TrackWise where we are using that particular database. It's not like Argus and RG. It's a, all are, finally the database is same where we will enter the adverse event, patient information and all, but it is separately designed for the medical devices. Yes, there is a database called TrackWise, and there are another SAP databases also are there. It is again depends upon the company what they're interested to take that. One example I can give you TrackWise or iTrack. You can also, if you want spelling, I can type in chat box.
It works. Okay. So basically, every company has its own way of handling this, adverse effects, and the softwares are there for it. Once you get into this job opportunity or in a different company, in a company that you are getting in, obviously you will start learning this software. So you don't have to have any prior knowledge of these softwares. Basically, that is what I want to say. Once you get into a job, definitely you will learn these softwares. Okay. So Dr. Mehnaz asked this question, like in PV, is there any monitoring tools or assessment sheets used in material vigilance?
Yes, it's also again it's a good question. There are many monitoring tools are there, which can really identify whether that particular incident is because of the malfunction or because of the biological system of the patient. Example, as I given the classical example of the blood transfusion. By looking this scenario, we will always concentrate on the blood and blood production. But when it will come to the where we are undergoing some kind of more deeply, then we got to know that yes, it is because of the flow regulators and all. And even do to the more monitoring about the medical devices, it's must and should manufacturing lot number is required and where they have manufactured. This is it is very much important. One of the monitoring tool I can say, if we'll provide the lot number, if we are not unable to provide the sample also, once it is after manufacturing, they will do some procedures as per the SOPs before releasing into the market. So based on the lot number, they will perform the investigation of the sample which they have stored. So that is also important for the medical devices.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that. There are a few more questions. One is from Vasil. He says, what is device interaction? Can you please explain this by giving an example?
Yeah, sure. Device interaction is a two devices we need to be used together. Example, I can say intraocular lens. So while implanting, after if suppose patient has got cataract, we need to remove that cataract. After removal of the particular layer of the cataract which was developed inside the eye, then we will put artificial lens. That lens are called as a intraocular lens. to insert that particular intraocular lens, we will use some cartridges. So that cartridge is one device, or intraocular lens is another device. So if cartridges functions properly, then intraocular lens will enters into the eye very properly. If it is not entering properly, then again it is a problem to the patient. Eye may get damaged, cornea may get damaged, corneal tear may happens. So that type of interactions may also come. So device damaged by the another device, I can say.
Okay,
So,
perfect. Well explained. So there is another question for you, Nagarjun. He's from Dharampal. He
okay.
says, how are drug device combinations managed together? Drug
Oh,
and device combinations.
yes, if example injections are there are many monoclonal antibodies or any recent treatments which are again pre-filled syringes will come. Whenever there is a pre-filled syringes, then you guys will observe any kind of adverse event, both the reports will be need to be entered. Even pharma companies are following. They will register based on the product, I mean pharmaceutical ingredient, at the same time what device they had used, that is also they will be monitored. The adverse event while entering into the database, there are two separate databases it will go. For the drug, one way it will go, for the device it is going to the another way. Correct. It's a good question again.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. There is one question from Rajat. Are there any regulation regarding specifications of devices sensitivity to the device? Say like the length and type of material to be used in the medical device. Okay, this Rajat, if you are here, can you raise your virtual hand? You can ask the question directly.
Yes.
I'm so sorry I didn't get that question. Rajat, if you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Yes, please unmute.
Hello,
Yes,
am I
Rajat.
audible?
Loud and clear. Go on.
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving such an informative session. We never knew there was something like this, a concept like this. Thank you so much, sir.
It's my pleasure. It's good to thank you for attending the session as well, Rajat.
So my question was, are there any, say, regulations for devices, sir, like this kind of material to be used, and the device should be sensitive to so much amount of blood pressure or something like that?
Yes, basically it should be um, compatible with our biological system. If it is a implantable device, example I can say intraocular lens. Same, don't mind say, because I am working in Alcan, so I used to give more examples related to this. But if we intraocular lens, the material which we are using, it should be compatible with the biological system, tissues or cells or whatever it might be. If it is a diagnostic devices, then it is not required. Yes, there are regulations and device regulations related to that. If that particular material is not biocompatible, then even company itself, they won't do research actually.
Oh,
The
okay. I was
organization.
aware of this. Okay. Thank you for that. And thank you, Rajat, for asking that question.
No
Okay.
project I have answered.
Okay, perfect. Go on. Keep asking. No problem.
Sir, yeah, one more thing. Say we are using, we have discovered or we have invented something like an intraocular device. There is one more company which is working on the same. So it is not necessary that both the material should be of same quality, same standard, or same type of material. There is no regulations like that. Say we
Uh,
are plastic or glass for that matter. So glass is not allowed to be used. So something like that. Are there regulations regarding that?
uh, I'm so sorry, Rajat. I'm unable to answer this particular scenario. As per the company or marketing authorization holder, if they are using their lens, if they are having another device, as I said, cartridge, which is responsible for the implanting the intraocular lens, as per their labeling instructions itself, they will clearly says you have to use my cartridge on my device only. It should not be mixed with any other devices. Another company, I mean to say another company, and even same company also different models will be there. So there also clearly they will give instructions to the HCPs that If you are using this particular product, you have to use this particular device only. It is depends upon the labeling instructions. But again, because of the economic factor or cost, doctors may choose differently. That is again, it depends upon uh, the one who is using actually the device. That's why I hope I gave some answer related to that question.
Actually, I would also like to add some points here, just like, we do in printers, right? So for example, we might have Canon or HP printer. We tend to, after the cartridge gets over, we just go and refill with some local cartridge refiller, or take some, second cartridge that is just compatible, not from the brand. But the same thing cannot be used for medical devices, because they work with lives, right? They are associated with lives. There is a question of life and death. For printers or for electronic devices, for regular home usage, that is okay. We can go for some compatible devices which are low cost. But when it comes to medical devices, we should not be ideally going for compatible devices. We should always go for the same devices which are approved by for any device to use. But in reality, that is what Nagarjun also highlighted. Because of the rising costs, doctors and others also prefer to go in for some compatible cartridges or other aspects that create a lot of issues. And having material vigilance at all levels is also not possible because of these reasons, right? The population is huge, and we have so many devices. Many of the devices are not even approved, which are there in the market. And doing a material vigilance, like for example, 1 week before, I was not even aware of this term. Now I know the term. But getting a reality in real sense, doing material vigilance may not be possible at all levels. So we have to be very, very cautious when it comes to usage of any medical device for saving patients' life. Hope you could answer. Rajat, you can just reconnect back with us in case you need more information. We'll definitely do some research and come back to you. We are also learning. We don't have much information here as well, so don't worry about that. We all learn together, and we'll get back the information to you. Thank you. Okay. Another question is from Dr. Mehnaz. Can you name any monitoring tool to follow up in a hospital setup, or can you highlight on how can one establish material vigilance in a tertiary care hospital?
Yeah, thank you, Menas, Dr. Menas. It's a good question, especially if you want to establish a material vigilance. I really got very happy by seeing this question in chat box. Thank you so much. First of all, you got some interest to give some evidence-based information to the authorities. There is an authority, as I said, CDSCO. For this, you need to contact the Material Vigilance Program of India, which is available in the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission website. There are contact details. Please, you can get in the Google itself. In the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission website, there is a separate program called Material Vigilance Program of India. There, the contact details are there, so that you can nominate your particular tertiary care hospital to set up as a material vigilance. Hope the Indian Pharmacopoeia will give the all requirements. I feel like, yes, previously I worked there, I know about this information. If you can search in the particular website, definitely will get more details. I'm sure about that.
And just in case you are not able to do it, let us know. And anyways, after this session, you'll be getting an email with the recording and also the LinkedIn link of Nagarjun and myself. So you can connect with both of us and also write to us. And then we'll, just in case we are not able to answer some of the questions, we'll be more than happy to do some research, our own research, connect with right people, and then get you the information. So thank you for asking, Dr. Mehnaz, and thank you, Nagarjun, for answering that. So there is another question from Sumer. He says, as MPharm students, what kind of skills we are required to have to enter into material vigilance?
So as a freshers, it is again depends upon the marketing authorization holder, what type of devices they are handling. If you ask Alcon, they're only having the ophthalmological devices. So if you know about the eye anatomy, what are the different types of diseases, that would be fine. No company will expect to know about their technology and their device function or whatever the softwares they are using. They require only about the disease knowledge and how they are treating. if you are more interested, you can do the currently how we are going to treat the patient. That much would be sufficient. I think M.Pharm pharmacology that itself, it will suffice as the we can eligible to enter into the material vigilance.
But are there any specific skills, at the college level, the students can focus on to get into Materiovigilance? They should be more interested to learn more about medical devices and technology and all of that.
See, Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission will continue some diploma, some diploma programs kind of things. It's not like diploma courses in pharmacovigilance. They are conducting some seminars or some webinars on the Indian Material Vigilance Program of India.
Okay.
Better you can attend. We will get more knowledge about the medical devices. What are the current trends which are there? We'll get to know that.
Absolutely. Are there any other resources which our pharmacy professionals or other life sciences professionals can go through to have more knowledge about this field?
In FDA website, we will get some knowledge
Okay.
actually related to the material vigilance. There is, we will call as a medical device regulations, MDR. FDA website, we will get some information. Okay. But it's not like, it is not developed as pharmacovigilance. I can say that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So both of us will do some research on this, maybe spend a couple of days on this and compile some resources for our people. And then all of you who are attending these sessions will be getting an email with all the resources. So that's all we can do for now. So thank you for asking that question, and thank you, Sumer. So obviously there are a lot of skills. We'll keep compiling and sending you the details. There is one question from Akila. Is it okay to choose Materiovigilance as a career with M.Pharm Pharmaceutics department?
Yes, obviously, you can. I can say yes.
Absolutely,
simply I can say yes. Yes, we as a pharmacist, we are eligible to enter into this profession.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that, and Nagarjun, thank you for answering. So one more question is from Dharmpal. He says, how is the link between device and drug databases? How it will be linked? So device and drug databases, how they are linked?
Whenever there is a complaint of any particular product which is received to the company, there some people will be there who will be calling as an intake person. So whenever it is having some device along with the drug, I mean a pre-filled syringes, the injection is already itself in the injection or cartridge we can call. So whenever the complaint is received, they will create two different files and they will link with each other. They have to submit both the reports to the health authorities. While the device file also will go, again the drug file also will go. After assessing the healthcare professionals who are working that industry, they will also can choose based on the requirements of the health authorities, whether this particular event is related to the device or related to the drug. So based on that, but both the files will be linked in the databases. Yes, there is a number of acknowledgement number, or I can say any kind of whenever we are registering something in anything, we will get some acknowledgement number. That type of number will be coming for the device file. One file ID will be there for the drug. Both will be linked in the databases. That's how we are linking both the problems.
Absolutely. Thank you. So there are specific softwares, and these are all managed by individual companies who maintain these devices, and that is how they track. But the main question still lies is, how are we going to report? So there should be more and more awareness to report these adverse effects or the problems or the complaints, so that necessary actions can be taken, the problems can be solved, and we can save more and more lives. So thank you, Nagarjun, for answering that. And we'll have one question from Prasad Reddy. So Mr. Prasad Reddy, please unmute and ask the question.
Hi, Manoj. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go on.
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And let me introduce myself first before.
You may switch on the video if you'd like to.
Yeah.
See, Nagarjun, I think, knows you well, and he's smiling.
Maybe.
I don't know. Can you? I'm sitting outside actually, so
today is weekend, right? Don't worry about it.
So, yeah, myself, Prasad Reddy. So I'm working as a regulatory labeling lead. So in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So just I saw Manoj videos in YouTube, and So he's from Bangalore and GCP. Even I'm junior to him, super
Wow.
junior, super
Sir, he
junior,
knows this. Then
not a junior, super junior. So I hold 10 years of experience till now.
Excellent.
Yeah, when I got this opportunity to see Manoj what he was doing, I'm a little bit excited about people to provide a guidance and career pathways, because when our times there was no one is there to do like this, and we don't know how to choose our career path at all, how to enter into the pharmacovigilance sector, Materiovigilance, or regulatory field, medical writing. There are so many sectors in pharmacovigilance like that in pharma sectors. So I heard that so many freshers on this call, right, Manoj?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought people are asking how we can enter into. If I did a pharmaceutics, if I did a chemistry, if I did a pharmacy, how can I enter into the pharmacovigilance center? So it is not like that. Anyone can enter any field if you have some sort of knowledge on what you're going to do. If you take pharmacovigilance, where you have to search and what you have to do. Just the basic things you want to know. What is adverse event, what is serious adverse reactions, and each and every country how they're going to report and what are the forms they use. Only if you know all these things, it is enough to select the interview, to attend the interview and to select someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
first of all, you have to be very much talkative, and you should understand some regulations, not all the regulations, and come to the pharmacovigilance or material vigilance. Just to understand the concept, that's all. And that is finished. If you sit 1 hour or 2 hours in weekends and search for FDA websites, and you can get more information about the USA, how they're going to report adverse events and their rules and regulations, like CDCSO websites. There are so many resources nowadays available in the Google. You can Google it, you will get it.
Absolutely.
Maybe one day I'll get a chance to take a session so that.
Definitely, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. So, the whole objective is to get people from industry and get this information right to our students and faculty, even faculty members, because there is no much awareness about what actually are kind of different opportunities available in the industry.
Yes.
So,
nowadays, industry has been changed. See, now all the IT companies are coming to the picture. Maybe you heard, Manoj.
Absolutely.
Like TCS, L&T, Wipro, Infosys, Tech Mahindra. So all these people are coming to the pharma sector because they are developing applications how to ease the pharma process. So they are developing a new application process to submission to regulatory documents and all. So nowadays, if you data science also a big matter. Not only if you become you can become an IT professional as well.
Absolutely,
in
yes.
pharma sector.
Yes. There are many pharmacy students who are doing great job in artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Yes.
I know a lot of them who are part of such companies who are into artificial intelligence and machine learning. There are many of them who are working in e-commerce, insurance.
Yes.
All of this were never even at our times we never imagined that this can be one kind of job opportunity for us.
Yes.
Today,
even we don't know that in our time when we are studying, no one is there to tell us, because in our faculty also don't know that there are only manufacturing units are there. You people go there and you can work. Otherwise, you'll get any government job as a pharmacist. You can work.
Absolutely.
That's all. But nowadays there are so many opportunities.
Yeah, huge. And if you see, my YouTube channel, all these recordings are available. Past 1.5 years webinars I have done. Every Saturday 2 p.m. I have been doing this. And there are 37, 38 plus different career opportunities which are available for pharmacy students today. All they need to do is just go through those videos, listen to the talk, make notes, and take action. Because just listening will not help. You have to make notes. You have to see what is best for you. Because what we are trying to do here is generalized content. It's generalized for every pharmacy student. It's generalized for every life sciences graduate. But what suits you, you have to identify that strength of yours and take necessary action.
I do understand why freshers will not understand the concept, because even I come across all these situations. So that's why I'm sharing my experience. That will be useful for the people, freshers actually. So just keep your concentration on what you're doing and what you're studying and how you are to interact with an interview. That's all. It's a simple matter. The communication is very important for anyone to attend the interview. That's all. You should have some knowledge on what you're going to do. That's all. Kindly provide some time for that. You will get it. And I know I experienced, but without practical experience, some people will not understand properly. But some people can understand by reading theoretically and all. So you can imagine it by attending these kind of sessions. It will be very helpful for you guys. So that now Nagarjuna has given so many examples of medical devices. So I remembered when I started my career, I started in my pharmacovigilance only. Now I have landed in something else. So there's so many sectors that will be interested for you guys, freshers.
Many of the pharmacy students have gone into organic farming also. I know a lot of them
Yeah,
do a great job in organic farming. My own classmate, she's doing wonderful creations in organic farming in Hyderabad. She has.
even I'm doing, Manoj.
I can see the background. That's the reason I.
Yeah, actually, I did my M.Pharm in PES in Bangalore. Maybe you know that college.
Yeah, very much. I stay very close to PS now. It's very close by.
Oh, okay.
So thank you so much, Prasad Reddy, for joining in and helping
Yeah.
us and helping our students. Obviously, all these learning experiences will help each one of us to connect with each one of us and plan our career path to the next level. So thank you so much for joining in and putting your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Manoj. Bye.
So we'll see if we have any more questions. Okay. No questions. Dinesh, thank you for joining in. We'll have one session on organic farming. We have a lot of people who are in organic farming. I'll bring someone and they'll talk about it. Okay, so let's focus on Materiovigilance, guys. So any more questions you have, please let me know, and then we can take up the questions, and we'll close if you don't have any questions. And if you are interested in product management or marketing, please watch out for next sessions coming month. I'm dedicating the full month only to product management and marketing because there is so much to learn in product management. So we'll have good speakers from product management teams and who have marketing and product management experience. They'll be coming in and talking to us on different aspects of product management, marketing, and how can you start your career in product management. And if you are already in marketing, how can you get into product management? So all of this will be lined up, and I'll be taking one more session next week sometime, wherein I'll be talking about how to use LinkedIn for searching your job. So stay tuned and stay connected with me, and you'll be getting all the information about these various sessions that I conduct. Okay, so analytical research development, yes, we already had one session. I think I'll be having more of these sessions, yes. So please put in the feedback form, what specific sessions you want. I'll have shared the feedback form in the chat box. And also, if you're watching this session from YouTube, I have already shared the feedback link. So if you provide the specific sessions that you are interested in, we'll plan to have speakers from specific domains of pharmaceuticals and bring them here and learn from them. If you know some speaker who you think can justify some topics, please, you're most welcome. You may share the links of those contact numbers of those speakers, and I'll contact them individually and bring them here, and we'll continue this learning journey. So if there are no questions, I would like to thank each one of you for taking up your time and staying with us till the end of this session, spending close to 1 hour 15 minutes with us today. And every Saturday we'll do this until we exhaust all the speakers and you feel that you have learned everything. And for me, even after 15 years, I still feel I'm learning. So I hope these sessions will continue forever, and we'll have a lot of speakers from pharmaceuticals, so we'll not exhaust the speakers for sure. And Nagarjun is already smiling, and he'll be speaking one more topic probably. Yeah, he's already confident of speaking on one more topic. So we'll have more speakers for you, and this learning journey will continue. The only request I want to make to all of you is to learn and then take a charge of your career. Do not just ask for jobs to people. Take your own research, do your own research, do your own homework, update your profiles properly, and then reach out to the specific companies or the HRs directly. Do not post your personal information like phone numbers and email IDs and everything on your LinkedIn's, on Facebooks, or everywhere. And no one will give you a job just by seeing your email ID or resume there. So never ever do that, because most likely those email IDs and phone numbers are misused in most of the times. And please never ever comment. So I have been seeing a lot of comments on LinkedIn saying that, okay, please put your email ID or phone number here and then we'll see your profile and get you a job. Please remember, this will never happen. Those people who put this kind of comments or messages on LinkedIn, they are simply doing it to getting more comments and fool the LinkedIn algorithm. Okay, they want to get more followers and likes on their posts and nothing else. No one has so much of time to review thousands of comments and thousands of profiles and then search for the right profile and then get a job. No one has so much of time. And most of the companies today, they have something called as applicant tracking system. So when you apply through their systems, your resumes are screened just like that. Okay, so if you have applied to a company, even if you apply for 10,000 times, the system is automatically going to reject your resume. So you should be very, very careful when you are applying to offer a job on any company's portal. Most of the MNC companies have this applicant tracking system. So you have to be apply very, very cautiously. And once you have applied and once the resume is rejected, for the next 6 months or 1 year, your resume is not going to be selected for sure. In some companies, it is 3 years. I just recently came to know that it is 3 years. And in some companies, if you have already applied through the ATS or applicant tracking system, no one in the company can refer you. So that is a rule. So if the system has already received your resume, if a employee tries to refer you, that reference is not counted. So you should know all of these things which are happening in the pharmaceuticals or healthcare space. And this is how the recruitment is happening these days. So learn this. And if you don't know, there are so many videos, there are so many posts. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I also keep posting a lot about this. So keep learning, because your awareness is very, very important. And if you are aware, so 15, 20 people, about 25 of you are attending live right now. If you know this, 10 of you are attending on YouTube and 12 of you are here on Zoom. If imagine if you know this and you are able to just pass on this information to 10 more people, and those 10 more people are able to pass on this information to another 10 people, the whole ecosystem of our professionals will change, the knowledge will change, right? We have to make ourselves aware first and then take action. Taking action is very, very important. Just knowing something is not going to help us in any ways. So when you learn something, teach somebody and then take action. That is very, very important for you to continue your learning journey. Just by learning and just watching these webinars every week will not help you. You have to teach others. You have to keep others informed about what you have learned, so that your knowledge also improves and then others knowledge also improves. And then stay connected. And if you have any suggestions and feedback, I love to have that. Please do connect Nagarjun and then myself later on. I'll be sending an email to all of you with the recording of this session as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for being with us. Nagarjun, any final notes you want to share with our people?
Yeah, I would like to say each and everybody, thank you so much for your patience to continuously listen me. Please provide your valuable feedback to us so that we will also learn from that and we will also develop. We will grow together.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. Akila, I will take your question. Can we apply to the same company for different positions if we haven't active in any interview? Normally, if it is through the applicant tracking system, it tracks you through the mobile number, email ID, your age, your date of birth, and there are several parameters. So you normally can't. So you should be very, very careful when you are using any of the systems. And it is always good to have email, to an HR or the employee who's there in the company. Take their, feedback first before you apply. So that is always the best part, because today the technology is so advanced, so improved, that if I have a vacancy and if I notify on LinkedIn or any other places, normally in just 1 hour or 2 hours time, we'll have say 100 or 200 resumes in no time, right? And to screen each of these resume is a task, right? You imagine we'll not have so many people to screen thousands of resumes in any of the companies. So that's the reason this ATS has come into picture, and they search or scheme the resumes through some specific keywords. And if you are applying for different jobs with the same resume, then it is simply getting rejected by default. So you have to be very careful. So please attend my next session. I have already made some videos on YouTube on this, so you can watch those videos. Also, I have spoken about these points, and I'll be taking another full-fledged session only on this so that it will help you out. I have got a lot of queries from different people, different pharmacy students from different places. I'll be making a separate session on this. I'll be taking that. So stay connected, and I'll be informing more about that and know more about Materiovigilance, learn more about it. And in case you have any clarifications and doubt, please message Nagarjun. He'll be more than happy to help you out. And if you want to message me, please do that. Both of us will learn, and then we'll do our own research and come back to you with our responses. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time and staying till the end of this session. And next week, again, you join us for something new, something more better to improve ourselves. Thank you so much, Nagarjun, for your time. And I thank everyone, Akhila, Dinesh, Dr. Mehnaz, Nafish, Prasad, thank you for joining in. Realme, I don't even know your name, Sally and Sumir, and all those people who are joining in from YouTube. 7 of you watching on YouTube as well. So thank you so much for your time, and really appreciate your time. And really, we thank you for being with us. So thank you so much, and we'll meet next week, next Saturday, sharp at 2 p.m. to learn something new in the pharmaceutical domain. And if you have any questions and queries, don't hesitate, write me back. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nafis. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Manoj sir,
Thank
first
you.
of all.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. I'm closing the session.